I know the problems of what we call common land and generation land. And I know of the problems from those who manipulated our court system and exploited what we call the Violence of Titles Act to steal land that many of our parents and grandparents toiled so hard on. We all know that land is considered the source of all wealth. I am very familiar with this because there are countless persons in Kerala who had their land stolen from them during the dark night by fancy legal maneuvers. My family have lost a lot of land like that. This is not right. And I vow, as your deputy leader, to overhaul this act that is too often abused to hurt the people who really built this country. I also vow to revisit the rules and regulations and the law as it relates to permanent and generational land to ensure that it becomes a viable commercial tool for you. If you go and build a house on your generation property, you spend $50,000, let's say you build a house for $100,000 or $70,000 on your generation land, it just sits there. You need to, like how the government now canceled the loan scholarship program, you can't take that piece of land with the house on it, even though you invest it. The bank says, listen, I need to borrow $2,000 to send my child to school because it has no commercial value. That needs to change. I vow to change. You heard from Brother Walks. He talked about things past. And I know about the dream that he lived and had in those days, though he might have thought he may have lived or realized most of those dreams. Tonight, Andros, I am committed to restoring the Bahamian dream. It is sometimes called a new dream, but it's really not a new dream because it's still all part of the old dream which seemed to have gone astray. Why? Because we all remember a time when it took a community to raise a child. When we were brothers and sisters keepers. When a child was educated, disciplined, fed, and learned by people in the community. When neighbors knew each other's by name and looked out for each other. A time when D was not the national grade average. A time when people held down 2 jobs. A time when one could sleep at night without worrying about being robbed or hurt. A time when people dared not to raise a hand, and definitely not a gun, to a man for $10. A time when young people joined the Scouts, remember, Brownies, Pathfinders, Boys Brigades, and other clubs like junior lodges, Royal Societies. And a time when it was not cool to be gangster. That's the dream. But we remember those times for the walks, don't we? And it's all gone awry. And the country is headed in the wrong direction. And so the new dream is about implementing new methods to keep us safe and reduce crime, looking for new areas to find employment, green jobs, recycling, solar and wind energy to create new jobs. When we treasure our God-given beautiful country and preserve its beauty by ensuring that we do nothing to adversely affect our environment, that we make decisions and look out at its long-term effects, and not just the short-term returns. The new dream would build a Bahamas where people work together for a common good, and where decisions are made not because of the color of one's skin or their political affiliation, but on the basis of what is right. Brother Johnson. Where politicians stop playing the blame game and work across party divides to achieve a common goal. I stand firm in my belief that the Progressive Liberal Party is the vessel to restore the dream and change the Bahamas. It truly pains me that violent crime has gotten to the point where we as a people have come to accept as a way of life heinous murders and crimes against persons in our country. News reports of my children, friends of my children, mothers, brothers, sisters, fathers being killed on an almost daily basis has to be unacceptable. Yes. As a society, we must strengthen our resolve and demand that more is done to fight crime. The reality is, fellow Androsians, that we recorded almost 80 murders last year. That equates to 23 as a ratio, 23 to every 100,000. When the international average is 5 to every 100,000. We are 4 times above the international average. It's time to change, and something has to be done. And while I'm on the subject, the program here to attempt to reshape the lives and instill in young men at risk the fact that there are other choices apart from deviant behavior has been shut down in this country, shut down here. So what are we now going to do with those young men at risk? Just turn them here, loose again in that society, compound the problems we have. See, so we need to, and that's part of the problem, we need to address those issues. And fellow Androsians, we need to start agitating. We need to start speaking out about it. Because at the end of the day, this is our country. And people are counting on the Progressive Liberal Party to get it done. Trust me. See, we have become a people resigned to living in fear, as many of us have lost faith in our government and our collective ability to combat the criminal elements in our society. The Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, the Police Staff Association, they're engaged, they fight amongst themselves. While crime is rising and spiraling out of control, enough has to be enough. And we need to lend our voice to that saying, enough is enough.
Yeah.
It is time that we get tough and time to introduce innovative measures on crime in this country. We cannot afford to lose another soul.